Hey everybody, it's the Racetrack Ladies coming to you live from Daytona Beach. We've just returned back from the Duels.
That would be races at the racetrack.
We call them the Duels. I call it windburn. Oh yeah,
my face is still hot.
My face hurts. It was very.
Tell me
great.
about it. It's killing me.
I'm telling them.
It was hot, and then it got really, really cold.
Very cold. We all had to
very
put on
cold.
our jackets and our gloves and my snuggie.
We were all bundled up, and we were all excited because the Daytona 500 has a little bit of a different qualifying. Front row has already been decided with Mark Martin and Dale Earnhardt Jr.
It's a crazy process.
Today we had two qualifying races where you could either stand on your time from original qualifying or you could race your way in, but not everybody got in.
Well, today was the day to figure out what the lineup is going to be for Sunday's race.
Yes, and so they have two races, count two. The first race had all the stars in it. Well, most of the stars in it.
Hey,
So-
excuse me, my driver was in the second.
So you had Jeff and Jimmy and Jeff and Jimmy.
Well, a lot of other drivers
Yeah.
too. Very few of the single teams
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
rookies.
There's some Roush drivers in there too.
Yeah. So anyhow.
Yeah.
Oh, so anyhow, so
First
then
race.
Julie #1 starts,
Yeah.
and they went around and around
In a circle.
in a circle. They turned left.
Stop.
Well, NASCAR has promised us more exciting racing because they made the change
It's a
to
bigger
the whole,
restrictor plate.
and we're going to have some more bump drafting.
And different spring shock packages. And so
We're ready for the excitement.
I didn't see it.
well, they wanted to save their cars.
Yeah, case in point.
Let's talk about that, because that made me mad.
Uh-huh.
So first let's talk about the fact that Jimmy Johnson wins the race, wins the first dually, although he didn't do diddly squat until the very end.
Well, yeah, because
Or
it
it was
was
strategic.
It was pit strategy. They were all coming in. He stayed out.
Yeah,
He said it was supposed to be an exciting race.
Yeah.
Where was that?
Well, at the very end, very, very end, it was between him and Harvick.
I was screaming for Harvick.
Inches right there at the end. That was pretty.
Yeah, but I'm not going to sit through all those laps
60
for
laps,
one,
lady,
for one lap.
Yeah.
I mean, hello.
I
So-
paid to watch an exciting race.
So Jeff Burton had some issues. He blew a tire and went smack right into the wall. Good thing he
Yeah.
didn't take out much of the field or anything, so that was good.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for him, he has to go to a backup car.
In the crowd.
But we get to the end of the race, and so, Mark Martin had been running up in the top 5 most of the race. I swear, I think it was with 1 or 2 laps to go, all of a sudden, bloop, it was like as if he turned off the switch to his
I
car.
swear he turned off the car.
Well, he could tell it was down to the last lap because, like Waltrip, he hit the wall, so there was another caution. And then, there they were lining all up for the end as green, white, checkered. And, the big thing about green, white, checkered, we're going to not have more than one.
Yeah, well.
And I think all the drivers are like, okay, this is it. And Mark Martin
Yeah.
just
He
decided,
just backs out.
Mark
I don't
said,
want
I don't want to
this."
hurt my car for the 500.
And this I do not understand.
No, a racer is a racer is a racer.
Unless they're chicken and they're on the front row
No,
and
he
they don't
was
want to do
just
anything.
he was already locked in. So.
Who cares?
Well,
I want my money back.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
But we had to stay for the second duel.
Yes,
Yeah.
because
But wait,
my
before
driver-
that, Michael Waltrip was worried about where he would, possibly.
Yeah, because he wrecked. He was like, I may not get into the 500.
Well, somebody
It
helped
happened.
him.
Yeah, that'd
yeah.
be the second.
Who would that be?
Dually. Boyer. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay, so now we're into the second race, although it was cool, the first race with Jeff and Greg Biffle having, anyway. So then we go to the second race, and so in the second race you had Dale Earnhardt Jr. who was on the pole, and so it's like, this is supposed to be the year for you, Junior.
That's right. We had Tony Stewart, Juan Pablo Montoya.
So,
And lots of rookies.
And we
Lots
had-
of independents.
yes,
Oh.
we had the Penske cars in there.
Yeah.
We had Bad Brad.
We had some Roush cars.
Bad bread.
Bad bread.
So the race starts, and Junior, really takes off. And
Oh, yeah.
Juan Pablo was really pushing anybody who was in front of him.
Doing a
He was
great
pushing
job.
and not wrecking anybody.
He was
Great
racing
job,
smart. I'm
Juan.
telling you, you got to look out for Juan on Sunday.
Yeah.
Let me
great.
got one.
Great job.
So they're racing along. Junior falls back.
Junior falls back.
Then
Junior.
evidently, then there were some issues.
There's some bumping and grabbing and pushing.
They can
And
grab at a car.
Junior, not many cautions in this race.
No.
Junior ends up with the fender kind of bent in.
Yeah.
So they have one caution. Some cars spun out. They all go in, and for some reason, Lance decides he's done for the day.
Yeah, what's up with that, Lance?
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah, Lance is Junior's crew chief, and
But not his biggest cheerleader at all.
decides that basically, without telling Junior, we're done for the day. You know, takes his time of fixing the fender, and as Junior's leaving, when he's the last car on the pit road,
And
Junior's like, "Hey, man, can't you guys do that a little bit faster?" And Lance's like, it's not like we're going to gain anything here.
No, Lance is like done, basically take it almost to the pit, the garage.
Yeah.
And Junior's like, what do you, you know what? Okay,
What's
we'll
the
go
race?
back a few laps, but what am I doing?
Junior's like, I want to win. I want the trophy. Junior don't care. He wants to win. He wants the trophy. He didn't think it
Junior's
was
got
that
some fire
bad.
in his belly this year.
Junior was very unhappy. He said, "What are you talking about? We got a backup, don't we?"
Exactly. And we
And
just
so-
proven with Jimmy Johnson and Julie #1, you can
right.
win a backup car.
You can win.
And so you know what Junior started doing? His own mental. Junior started messing with his
He was playing games.
He started like laying back. Is that far enough for you?
What do you think of that?
What do you think of that?
I can get a little closer if you want.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know what? It's all mental. And I like that, Junior. I like it. 'Cause
He's
I think
there.
like you.
He's
Well,
there to race.
he needs to be racing because I, as a fan, expect my drivers out there to be racing. Otherwise, NASCAR stop with the dualies and just hold a race for the people who are trying to get into the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Because if everybody's going to start protecting their cars,
It's
I
not
don't
a
want any
race.
part of it.
It's not a race. And
I
what-
want my money.
And what did we pay for?
Well, we can go eat somewhere and don't have to spend.
We'll find a great restaurant.
But Lance, that didn't impress me at all.
No.
You were not cheerleading your driver.
No.
He wanted it. I could hear it, and you weren't doing it.
yeah.
And
Well,
so Tony Stewart though was kind of having some issues up front. He eventually caught on. He was up at the front. You really thought Tony was going to win the race.
Well, but Casey Kane had been dogging him for quite a few laps, and I knew Casey was waiting for the right moment and the right push to get by Tony, and I knew that was the only way he was going to get by Tony.
Yeah, and that was how
and
he
that's
got by.
exactly what he did. But what shocked me, ladies,
Yes.
Yes.
is when Tony's spotter came on and says, "Here comes your big push from Juan."
Juan Pablo was pushing
Juan
everybody.
Pablo.
He was
Well,
doing
but you
good.
know, Tony's
Because Juan wanted to
best
win.
friends at the end
Once
of
they're
the
on the
season.
track, it don't matter. If
Right.
you don't mind, it don't matter.
Yeah, I was. I'm very happy for Casey Kane, and I did not get to see if the King was in victory lane. And of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to Linda Petty.
Yes.
We're thinking about you.
Yes. So the second race was won by Casey Kane. So congratulations to him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that pretty much we caught the tail end of the nationwide practice, and I'd just like to give a shout out. Danica Patrick did have the 5th fastest speed in nationwide practice
And she didn't hit anything.
because she's a race car driver. Okay.
I'm just
All right.
saying.
And we were also feeling very sad because there's a lot of fans that can't make it here because
Yes.
of all the bad weather.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of our fans on Facebook have written us to let us know that their flights have been canceled. They're not able to get into Daytona. We feel for you.
Yeah.
But we're here, and it's cold anyways.
Yeah.
Yes, it is cold. Not snow, but it is cold.
It's
And
cold.
all y'all, wherever there's a whole lot of snow, which includes our hometown of San Antonio, Texas, which is kind of weird. We're thinking about you. Y'all be safe. Be careful out there. And of course, you'll be able to catch the race on TV. I know it's not the same as being here.
No, so let's talk about those other drivers that did race into the race.
That's right.
Yes.
Let's talk about Bobby Labonte,
Yes.
Well, yeah.
Mike Bliss,
We got Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott.
Bill Elliott,
Michael
and
McDowell.
Michael McDowell, yeah.
Max
Pappas.
Oh,
Very good for Max
He was
Pappas.
crying.
I'm telling you, that man is so passionate about
Yes.
this sport.
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
And Michael Waltrip.
Yes,
Yes,
you got
Michael
it.
Walker.
Well, Mike was on pins and needles there
He
for
was.
a
Hey,
minute.
he's in the race, so
Because-
congratulations.
Because of Scott's speed, he
Yes,
got
that's
it.
right.
Joe Nemechek.
Yes.
Yes, he's going to be in. Yeah.
And he has a new website, frontrowjoe.com.
Love it.
That's nice. All right.
Nice.
Well,
Is that
so
everybody?
Sponsorship.
Was that everybody? Did we get them all?
I think we got everybody.
I don't know. It's going to be a good race. I think. I'm hoping. I'm not going to nod off. So.
Marvin. All righty. Well, that about wraps up our 2 dualies today. And tomorrow we've got the truck race. So stay tuned for more from the racetrack ladies. And in the meantime, we'll be at the track and going green.